Today on Paranormal Insights, we're going to look at love and how to bring real love into your life.
And we're taking a question from Kranceska about her losing track of her mother.
And a quick look with Tiffany at passion parties. I'm Joseph Ernest Martin.
And I'm Linda Potter.
And this is Paranormal Insights, where we bring you the latest and the best from the paranormal world.
Here you'll find real tools to your questions and answers from beyond the ordinary.
Linda is a hypnotist with a specialty in past life regression and guided meditation. She's the author of a wonderful new book, The Miracle of Self-Healing.
An award-winning psychic for over 20 years, Joseph Ernest Martin is author of the international bestseller, The Quest to Ro, and he's also the recipient of the Visionary Award of Excellence.
You know, I happen to love the topic of love. When I travel from city to city to city, the number one question always asked is always about love.
Has it always been that way?
Always. You know, one of the funny things that psychics talk about after a show is that no matter where you go, no matter what city you're in, no matter what the weather is outside, people want to know about love.
And it makes you wonder how many times you can answer that question, and if people have different questions about love that you haven't ever heard before.
Well, you know, the most common ones, of course, are people asking, I love someone, do they love me back? There's someone, we've been in this relationship for years. Is there a chance we're actually going to be married? And you know, answering these questions is very important because we want to be honest and fair, but sometimes you've got to know that sometimes the answer is like, you know, no. In traveling to over 40 cities a year, the number one question asked is always love. How can I get it? Where will I find it? Who will it be? When will it happen? What do I need to do to get it? These are great questions, and you would think that the answer would be completely different for each person. But there is a universal truth where love is concerned that transcends the particular specific circumstances of each individual. There are literally hundreds of books written each year about the topic of love. You could spend a lifetime reading them all. So let's look at the number one factor in attracting love into your life. It's so simple and yet so hard for most people to do. Some people will do this for a short time and then just give up because their own ego and intellect reverts back to old safe patterns and behaviors. The only irresistible force in the universe is love. It's the drug of choice for everyone. And if you give love purely and freely to others, they will line up around the block just to sit next to you. No one can resist love, but everybody can resist ego intellect. Intellect tells us the difference between things. This is a chair, a table, the floor. Ego tells us the value of things. Good chair, okay table, bad floor. In love, ego and intellect will hinder our ability to connect to others in a meaningful way because no one wants to be evaluated or judged when approaching love. They just want to be loved. If you want to start attracting love into your life, a new romance, a new friendship, a new and wonderful business partnership, then you must start consciously channeling love from your heart out to others in the real world. Ego and intellect are always about you, what you think, what you have done, who you are. How boring is that? Do you really need to regurgitate your old story one more time? Love is always about the other person, what they think, who they are, what they want. When you channel love toward another person, you are channeling your intent, attention, appreciation, and affirmations to that person. You ask them interested and interesting questions. When they answer, you recognize what you've heard and you affirm them in the positive. And you continue to show your interest and compassion towards them, regardless of what they say. And please don't worry. Over time, they'll get to know all the details about you, your life, and who you are. But for now, your job is to channel love energy actively and consciously towards this other person. Even if this person is not your right mate for life, if you show them love, they will become the conduit to real love in your life. This will happen in many magical ways. Everyone I know that has done this and more has experienced real love coming into their life. If you want to start, try loving the people at Taco Bell or the checker at Safeway. It's a great place to start, and your interaction will only be 3 to 5 minutes. You won't have to marry them, but you can hone your ability to channel love and see the results even with this short amount of time. I know you have your reasons for not doing this. You're too fat, too thin, too old, too poor, etc. But if you channel love, none of this will matter, and true love will awaken not only in you, but in your life. What have you got to lose? It never hurt anyone to channel love at another, and it's something you can start today. Like they say, where attention goes, energy flows. Let your love attention create the flow of energy back to you. Who knows? Your true love may be just around the corner and waiting for you.
Yeah. And do you find that sometimes you encourage them, or you probably see as a psychic that, didn't you always kind of know that it wasn't reciprocal? Do you ever get that with a client?
Well, some people have a lot of wishful thinking, but the good news is there's so many things that we can actually do to channel that love toward us, to bring that love energy near us in a way where we're happy with the kind of result we're getting.
I like that.
Yes, me too, me too. You know, maybe where love is concerned, if we just remember that giving love, channeling love, we'll always get that goal, that the people who love us, circumstance, even new business, attracted to us in our life.
When you think about attracting real love, what does that mean to you? A strong heart connection? Okay, but what about the rest of the package? Consider what your requirements are for a happy relationship that includes real love. Because real love is piggybacked by relationship dynamics. Many of us have had mutual love in a relationship, but over time, the actual day-to-day routine with our love partner sometimes begins to go south. It can be as simple as how they do or don't squeeze the toothpaste tube, or as essential as communication skills. Being able to communicate their thoughts, feelings, and desires in a language that you understand. That real love partner may not have the day-to-day attributes, the ones that make you happy and meet your needs. And that's a critical increment to making real love relationships work. Excellent communications will bring staying power to any relationship. In fact, there was an article in the January 2010 issue of Psychology Today that calls communication the heartbeat of relationships. So, as you're getting ready to pull that real love to you, give thought to the attributes that you desire. Take time to really think of the details of a future relationship, details that you find important. You certainly want a real love connection. You want to have communication skills, that's critical. A social and financial lifestyle that you're comfortable with. And if unconditional love is what you're looking for, make sure that you're ready to give love unconditionally yourself. Manifesting real love is about focusing on your intended goal, but it's just as important to be specific. If it was a red car that you asked for, you may very well get it. But does it run? Does it have wheels that work and a transmission that works? Get specific. Get detailed in your thoughts and daydream your real love person into your life, along with all the attributes you've given careful consideration to. the ones that you've asked for and focused on, because that's exactly what you're going to get. It's such an important element, and it is the most important element, is it not? There's talk about the heart being the strongest and the most important part of us, and we all kind of know that, I think, on some level.
What do you find that people want to know most about love?
In my work, people mostly want to know how they've known someone from another place, another time, that oftentimes they're pulled to someone in a love connection and they know that the person is poison for them, or the person may be in another relationship and it really isn't okay to go there, but there's something in here in their heart that pulls them. And when they find out, of course, that connector factor from another place, another time, they realize that was then and this is now.
You know, that's an important thought to have, because not everyone is right for us and we're not right for everybody. And being loving is also being respectful of that. Forcing ourselves on someone, or forcing our will, you know, we have to have them love us back, isn't a very loving gesture. Those gestures are actually born out of selfishness or ego or just avarice or want. And it's hard for people to not want to get caught up in, because I love you, therefore you should love me back.
Yes, and I think one of the most important elements of love is knowing when to let go.
Absolutely. Now, letting go, I think, is kind of a tough one, because, you know, I come from an Italian family. So, you know, we hang on to everything for years. But the one nice thing is that we're also willing to go back into that flow of love. And people who are in their ego and intellect are not willing to let go. Ego and intellect are not love. Love is love, and it is a whole different energy. When you are channeling love towards someone, they may misinterpret your actions and think that you are in love with them. Worse things can happen. But what if this happens to you? You can make it clear that you value them as a friend. You can end the communication cycle with that person at that moment. You can tone down the flow of love energy you are giving that person. Whatever you decide is the right decision. You can't hurt someone by showing them love, compassion, and affection. But you want to be respectful. And if they are uncomfortable with this kind of energy, it is loving to stop and give them some breathing room. Now, what if a person is sending love energy your way and you're thinking that they may either be loving you or in love with you? What do you do then? Well, first, take your time. Talk with that person to find out what they are thinking and who they are. And just because someone is sending you love does not mean that they want to be in a long-term love relationship with you. But more importantly, get out of your head. There is nothing wrong with giving and receiving love in this world. We need the energy of love to be flowing between all peoples and hopefully at all times. Stop trying to make each gesture of kindness, compassion into an overture of romance. Remember that you're the one creating your reality. And if you wish to pursue someone who is being loving, do so. If they are not available for any reason, respect that and continue to share your love and channel love into the world.
And I think the ultimate love is loving someone so much that you know the only thing you can do, even though it's challenging, is to let them go because you love them that much.
You know, letting go for people has to be possibly maybe one of the harder factors about love. And so I always think you want to love with an open hand. If that's letting go, then it's letting go. But it's like you want to love with your hand open. You want to give freely without the idea of return. You want to show that love and affection in a full and complete way without putting conditions on it.
Without ties that bind.
Without the ties that bind.
Yeah. One of the best tips that I can give you to attract real love is be your authentic self. Don't try to be something you're not. If you're a gregarious person, or if you're more outspoken and you tone that down when you're seeking real love, what you're going to pull to you is someone that doesn't know the real you. And how many times can we get in a relationship where we say somewhere down the road, they really changed? Always be your authentic self so you can get that out of the way to start with. And the second very important tip I can give you is to exude confidence Know who you are. Stand in the power of who you are. There's nothing more magnetic about a person than if they have a confidence level. It's a magnet, and you know this because you're drawn to people that are very confident. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way, but someone who knows their worth and they know what they bring to the table. So know what you bring to the table, be your authentic self, and you can't go wrong.
Possibly the most important thing to remember when wanting love in your life, when wanting to channel love, is to just simply be loving. You know, Dr. Phil likes to say, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And in love, you could say, well, you know, do you want to be right or do you want to be loving? And if you can't actually figure out how to channel love for like 15 minutes in a row, maybe the problem isn't with the other person. Maybe it's actually with you.
And don't you think that sometimes we try so hard, and we shouldn't try as hard as we do when it comes to a love situation, that it will take its course? And I think it's important to really be who you are, be your authentic self. Stand with confidence in the shoes that you come into a relationship with.
And if you want to love, be loving, channel love, and you will get the love. Let's take a quick look with Tiffany now and passion parties. I'm here in Reno, Nevada at the Reno Convention Center for the Reno Psychic Institute's Spring Psychic Show. This show is huge and amazing. People come from all over the world to be here, and vendors come from all over to show their products and services. I'm going to take you around and we're going to look at some of the best booths at this show. I'm here with Tiffany and Passion Parties. Now, even though this is a psychic show, being in the body, experiencing the body, especially our first three chakras, are part of our existence. And passion parties are a fun way to do that. You want to tell us about that?
Sure thing. Well, what we do is you throw a party, you host a party, and we come into your party and show our products. We carry everything from milds to wild, so pretty much anything you can think of. But it's really about building relationships and learning how to make yourself happy and enhance your own life. If you understand how your body works, then you can have a richer, fuller life. We're also about building relationships and understanding each other, and that's what a lot of our products help with, is the intimacy and closeness in a relationship.
So with relationship, not only with ourselves but with other people.
Absolutely.
We're really talking about like the sensual nature of being alive and not ignoring that part of who we are.
Right.
Now, so my perspective is with this kind of thing is we're in like this whole techno bubble society. iPhone, iPad, smartphone, smart camera, oh my God.
Everything.
And none of that's very sensual. It's all very cold.
It's cold, it's hard, it's lifeless. We try to bring the life back to a relationship and bring the sensuality back to it.
Well, you know, that sounds like fun to me. Now, what kind of feedback have you gotten from people who have these parties?
We've changed lives, honestly. A lot of it is fun, a lot of it's just, you know, oh, I'm having a good time, having a night with my friends, but a lot of it comes down to I'm having problems at home. I need help bringing spice back to my relationships, and we can bring that back. We can help save relationships.
Now, if I'm a little bit shy, do I have to be worried about anything?
No, we can actually tailor everything to what you want. We don't have to push our products on you. We're not here to push things to make you uncomfortable. We're here to make your life better and enrich your experience.
So would you say that if you're shy or if you're adventurous, that Passion Parties has maybe something in there that can help?
Definitely. We've got the whole range from everything to the beginners who are just looking to a little bit of spice up and maybe some massage oils, the basics, and we have all the way up to the fun, crazy stuff that I'm not going to talk about here.
Well, okie dokie. And we were not going to show on the show. Thank you so much.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
You know, this is so exciting, and you know the most important thing about this, from my perspective, is we can't afford to ignore our own sensual nature. We're human after all.
It's true, and this is part of what we do.
Fantastic. Now, how can people get a hold of you?
Well, we have all of our cards here on the table at the Psychic Fair, or you can go ahead and look on passionparties.com. You can find an individual consultant there in your area.
Well, fantastic. And we're going to have that information at the end of this segment and in the show credits to make it easy for you to find. Thank you so much. This was just...
And now we'll take a viewer question from Kranceska.
Hi Linda, hi Joseph. I have a question for you. I'm concerned about my mother. She's in her 80s and recently has developed a relationship with someone, and my brother and I are quite confused because we've lost all contact with her. So we would really like to know if she's okay and if there's any real concern, because I feel that there might be a real concern. I have been having dreams that things are not okay with her, but there's no way to reach her anymore. So if you could answer or get something about that, that would be so helpful for us.
Kranceska, that is a great question. It is a long question, but it is a great question. I've already mixed up the cards. I've already asked my guides to come through, and we're going to see what they have to say in relationship to you, your brother, your mother, your mother's relationship, and if she's okay. So the first thing I want to tell you is this. You have the Son of Wands reversed in your number 1 position. That's charisma upside down, so that means real issues coming out. This is also crossed with love, which means the issues surrounding your mother are deep issues within her being resolved at this time. I really have trouble seeing this as a real new start for her right now. At this time, I would say that she's near new starts in this relationship, but not quite yet. She's put a lot of effort into this. There's an investment that she's made. And what she really wants in return for this is kind of like a return on investment. She doesn't want other people interfering or telling what she should do or shouldn't do. She has hope for the future for this, but it's not huge hope. There is a lot there, but it's kind of guarded a little bit. Again, her real issues about love and romance are coming up for her to be dealt with at this time. These two are very connected. And so you're not going to be able to get in the middle, neither will your brother. You're going to have to be on the sidelines and be very loving and be very attentive to her needs, and what she's going through and the growth she's going through. If she feels judgment from either one of you, she's going to want to avoid it, because what she wants is a chance to exercise these new feelings that she's having. She doesn't even know really what's going on inside her. She just knows that a lot is going on. So I feel that, like, if your brother talked to her and then you talked to her, you would get 2 different answers on 2 different days from her. She, again, is a little bit guarded about the success outcome for this, and the universal energy that's present on this for her also is a little bit guarded. It's not full flow. She recognizes that if she was in this relationship full blown, it would change her whole life. And that is one of the biggest reasons why she's not engaged fully into this. But the good thing about this for her is that she's feeling feminine, she's feeling loved and lovable, she's feeling appreciated in a way that you and your brother really cannot provide. So allow yourselves to give her some room, be around, be supportive and loving, don't abandon her, and don't push. Be there to hear what she's going through. And that'll be the best advice you could get from the spirit world on this tricky situation with your mom.
With your mom in her 80s, there's a reason to be concerned if she's disappeared from sight from you and your brother. I think the fact that she has a new relationship is wonderful, and who knows what this person is up to, and it may be all good. But I think it's something for you to chew on a little bit, because like you said, somehow inside you, you're feeling that something is off and you don't feel really good about this situation. Now, your mom might get angry if you hunt her down and find her, and she might be having the time of her life, but it always falls on your intent. And if your intent is to make sure she's okay and to quell any kind of uneasiness that you and your brother may have, then I think it's fine to do that. In fact, I think it's the right thing to do. And don't worry about her being angry, because she can get happy in the same pants she got mad in, and you're going to know that she's just fine. And I think, too, you need to trust yourself when you get those feelings that something's not right. And then when you have continual dreams that something isn't right, that's the universe's way of ushering in you to notice what it is that you should do. And I think you already know it. Sometimes we're so close to a situation, we really can't get a read on what is the best thing to do. And what I always do in that case is I say to myself, what advice would I give my best friend? And 9 times out of 10, the advice you would give your best friend about this difficult situation is going to be what you're going to want to do yourself. So maybe your mom's in a situation where she's making poor choices, and maybe she needs to be nudged down her path a little bit of a safer place. But whatever it is, trust your instincts and listen to your dreams and go find your mom.
You know, when I first heard this question, I have to tell you that I felt so much energy from her when she asked this question. There was so much there in her heart, so much concern for her mom, that it really touched me. And I knew that her energy was high because she really was drawn. She wanted us to know every detail about what was happening to get the help that she wanted to find.
Yes, she did. And it's that funny position that we can be in with someone we love, whether it's a mother or anybody that we love, and they are missing to an extent, and we just need to take care of it. And there's that angst, that push and pull that we go through. It's understandable.
And the relationship between our mothers and fathers, my mother and father, and the mothers and fathers with their children is always going to have so much emotion attached.
Indeed.
And I think that she did a great job, and I hope that this really helped you in going forward with your mom. We want to address your topics and answer your questions. Give us your topics and we will research them for this show. Give us your questions and we will answer them. We're so easy to find. You can find me at joseph@questtarot.com. That's my email, or my website, questtarot.com.
You can find me at my website at sightforhealing.com, or email me at linda@sightforhealing.com. You can watch this program on Comcast Channel 17 in Northern California and at accesssacramento.org the second and fourth Thursdays of the month at 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And don't forget to watch our companion show, Paranormal Connection, with host Donna Wilberg, the first and third Thursdays of the month at the same time.
And you can also find us on Facebook. We have a new fan page that's up. Search for Joseph Ernest Martin or Linda Potter, or of course, the show, Paranormal Insights. You can find us easily on Vimeo in high definition, full-length video on our own channel by searching for Paranormal Insights. And of course, you can also find us on YouTube by searching for Joseph Ernest Martin, Linda Potter, or Paranormal Insights.
We want to hear from you, so we can give you our paranormal insights and answers from beyond the ordinary.